Hey, in this episode, we're going to talk about Bruins. Yeah, big bear.
Bears.
We'll be right back. Hello, welcome back to Southern Oregon Safari.
Where the buffalo roam.
He's Hayden.
He's Jerry.
And we're going to talk about Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh.
No, this is going to be a bigger Pooh. This is a bear.
Yeah.
What kind of bear was that?
Well, I've worked many different types of bears. Kodiaks, grizzlies, European or Syrian brown bears. But my favorite bears are really the black bear, the North American black bear.
Now, was that a boar or a sow that you were working
Boars.
with?
Almost everything I've worked some sows, but I prefer to work the boars. A neutered boar is just a much more level-headed, even-keeled animal. The sows can be okay, but they're usually a little... you don't normally spay them because it's too hard to do. So you're dealing with a hormonal issue.
Oh, okay.
And when they come in and out of season, it just stickies things up and muddies up the water. Plus, size-wise, males are much larger than females by probably 40% larger usually than a female. Mm-hmm. Not all the time, but most of the time. So, your average little black bear female is going to be anywhere from 100 to 220 pounds, where a male goes anywhere from 300 to 500, which 500 is massive for a black bear, but they do get that big. The bears I work, because they're captive, were upwards of 600 pounds. And that's because of the high quality diet that we're feeding them. They're just eating nothing but high quality food, so they're not scavenging. So yes, that makes a pretty darn big bear. And then when you neuter them, they grow longer. It's for some reason their bodies just grow longer when they're neutered.
Okay.
So if you got a 400-pound bear on average, if you neuter him at a certain point in his life, he'll continue to grow and get bigger.
Whoa.
Yeah, which is funny because some animals will do the opposite. Usually with the testicles, the testosterone usually keeps them growing.
Yeah.
But with the bear, for some reason, they bulk up even more when they're neutered. They get even bigger. It basically, when they're neutered, people say that when you neuter an animal, basically it just slows them down and they get fatter because they're lazier. Not really so much with the black bears that I've experienced in my life. The black bears that we neutered just kept growing. They weren't just getting fat; their bone structure was even growing.
Oh my!
So it's just something to do with the way they're designed, I guess.
Okay.
But they live a longer, happier life, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody likes being neutered, but they just do way better.
And of course, you being the guy who I know you are, you worked the bear in the film industry?
Yes, worked in the film industry, did a lot of bear wrestling. I was one of the guys that always did all the bear hits and the bear wrestling. So if they wanted to see it, and it's also because of my size, you put a 600-pound bear that's 6'5", and it makes the bear look way bigger with a guy my size.
Oh, yeah,
some of the guys I worked with were
genius.
6'5", 6'3", and they go wrestle a bear, and it just didn't look as voracious because the guy is the same height as a bear. But when you put a bear over the top of my head and he just wraps himself around you, especially my body structure, I'm pretty slender.
Yeah.
So a 650-pound bear standing up on his hind legs with his paws around you makes you look like you're being devoured. And so if you want a scary bear, you want the small guy. And because of my flexibility and my athletic, structure of a body, I'm able to handle it a lot better. Some of the bigger guys would kind of have a tough time navigating around a big bear, because when you're tall and the bear starts pushing on you, you put more strain on your back. It's harder to keep your footing. When you're short, you're lower to the ground. I could take a lot better hit and really roll with the punches with the bear. And so I actually did live shows on stage with bear attacks way back with a bear named Bogey. Bogey is my first love of bears. He was a North American black bear, what we call a cinnamon-phased bear, okay, which is a lot of the bears you'll see in some of the photos that I've worked with in the past. We like the cinnamon-phased black bear, and the reason is because they're lighter colored, they show up better on camera. Black bears aren't always black. They can go anywhere from blonde to a blue color. And so you see a lot of bears running around, they're jet black with a tan muzzle, but a North American black bear in the cinnamon phase is a honey-colored, cinnamony, mahogany color. And in the summertime, when the sun's on them and their coat starts to die down for the summer, they'll turn bright blonde on their ends, their tips of their hair, and then they'll blow that coat out, they'll shed it out, and then their new coat's a dark mahogany again. By the time summer comes along, that coat starts lightening. Just like when you're younger, you're sitting out in the sun a lot of times, your hair will lighten from the sun. So it bleaches and strips out from the sun. So, but you'll see bears, like I said, I've seen them as blonde could be, and I've seen them so dark that they look like they're blue. There's also a bear on an island, and if I can remember what the heck the bear is called now, I should have not brought that up because now I can't remember, but there's a white bear. And I'm trying to remember, they call it the ghost bear. No, it's a North American bear. I'll have to remember what the name is.
Polar bear.
It's not a polar bear.
Okay.
It's a North American black bear, and he comes in a white color.
Oh.
And we'll have to look that up because I forgot the name of that darn thing. They're very rare. You probably won't see one in captivity. Or at least not, and not in a zoo or anything. They're that rare.
Wow.
So yeah, there is a North American black bear that is a
albino almost.
It's not an albino because an albino would have pink eyes.
Yeah.
He's got normal color eyes and normal color pigment, but he's white.
Yeah.
And so for some reason I'm having a brain fart on the name.
By the way,
of that
I
bear.
did find an albino squirrel, pink eyes and everything, right outside your gate.
Yep, we've got one here. Yeah, we've seen it a couple times. A nice tree squirrel, really pretty. So yeah, I've seen albino deers out here too.
Oh, those I have not seen.
Yeah, they're rare, but I've seen them, especially when I worked down in Southern California at Neverland Valley Ranch. They had a couple albinos. You'd just be driving around down the road and see a bunch of deer sitting on the side of the road and just a snow white deer right next to the other one. So that's pretty cool. But going back to the bears, we just got off track there a little bit. Worked a lot of bears over the years, and they are a pleasure to be around. They're so much fun. I mean, they're such neat animals. Not for everybody.
Yeah. What are the few the programs you worked with bears on?
Oh boy, the last thing one of the last big projects I worked on was actually the last Jackass we did with the bear, and with some silly stuff because everything they do on Jackass is silly and ridiculous.
Okay.
But it was funny, I guess. Some people would think it's funny. It was a little over the top. But a lot of different things. I've done a lot of attack scenes for like when animals attack, 1,000 Ways to Die. I Shouldn't Be Alive. I did a bunch of those. I did Jeep commercials. I did Hyundai commercials. We've done a lot of commercial stuff. Can't recall any music videos. I'm trying to think about other features. We did a feature called Bear. There was a couple TV shows. There's quite a large hit list of projects
I was looking at your IMDb internet movie database list. There was a Walt Disney movie that you worked on where the red fern grows. I have that movie. I just didn't know where you came in on.
Dogs on that.
Okay, you worked with dogs also.
Yes, we did bloodhounds on that movie.
Oh, okay. So
that was actually shot at the actual Golden Oak Ranch, which is the Disney ranch off of 14 in the Golden Valley, or they call it that area that's basically Santa Clarita, basically.
Okay, because I was imagining you were working with a bear in the movie someplace.
Not on that one, no.
Okay.
But there's a lot of projects we did stuff like that with bears. A lot of scenes of bears coming in and out of lakes or rivers and fishing and all that stuff. But
nice.
A lot of bear attack stuff. Lots of bear attack stuff. So.
People love the gore.
Yeah, they love the gore. Everyone wants to see bears mauling something or tearing something apart. So.
Well, thanks, Hayden, for sharing that with us.
My pleasure.
This is Southern Oregon Safari.
Where the buffalo roam.
I'm Jerry.
I'm Hayden.
Stay tuned to more videos. We'll see you guys soon.
See you soon.